What are the insights you gained from the business analysis?
When Mr. Ron came from the consulting firm and he went and done the first analysis of my company, he pointed out several issues that I knew that I had, and many more that I knew I had no idea that was going on in the company. You know, some shortfalls, things that were actually costing the company money, and I was just blown away by just the few days that he was in here and everything that he had, the whole snapshot of the company. I mean, he just. It's like he'd been working here just forever. He knew everything that was going on, and I was just awed by it. And I had been praying because I needed some help. And when I told Ron, he was a godsend, and I was excited about getting the consulting firm in to help me. And it's just it was the best thing that I ever done, and I would recommend this to anybody.
How did our consultants help you improve your business operations?
I think the first thing they came in and did was showed us dividing the company into three parts for us: sales, admin, and operations, and what to be looking for in those three things, those three areas, what to be measuring in those three areas, and how to know what's going on in your company from a dashboard level. Rather than having to go get all of the information from all of those areas and having that information come to you from your employees, and have a pulse on your business and an accurate pulse on your business, which having two owners here was very beneficial because we were both getting the same information at the same time, rather than me presenting it to him or him presenting it to me. And that was a key thing for us, to be able to look at our business differently. Differently than my father did, differently than the way he did with entrepreneurial eyes and taking the pulse of the business like he did. That process was good for him. It worked for him. It didn't work for where we are today. It didn't work with our structure of having two owners and having to have both of us be equally informed on what was going on. And so the sales piece, the admin piece, and the operations piece also really helped us drill down in issues and compartmentalize what's going on in the company and what needs the most attention now, what needs fixed and what's not a problem, but what to watch for. And seeing the fix one bottleneck, we've already felt this, fixing one bottleneck and watching it shift to another, and realizing that that's normal and that we are constantly at the controls of that dashboard.
How did you benefit from the financial reporting system our consultants put in place for you?
The weekly reporting that we now have in place, not only from a financial perspective, but also through our cash flow reporting, has allowed us to become more proactive in managing our projects individually. We are becoming more proactive in that we can see when a project could potentially be going off the rails, and we can make the adjustments at the time with as little financial impact as possible, as opposed to waiting until the end of the project and then having to fix the problem.
How did you benefit from the financial reporting system our consultants put in place for you?
Well, before the consultants came, we reported results, and our financial reporting was very backward-looking. There was no advance planning. We created an actionable budget that we could review every month, and we had a plan of what our expenses should be. So we could look at it at the monthly meeting and see, is an expense out of line, identify if there's a problem, and take corrective action to ensure that we get the profit we need every month, and especially, building up to the end of the year. We also used that budget to semi-annually look at it to see if we're on track and if there are any adjustments needed to, again, be sure we get the profit we need at the end of the year.
We have benefited tremendously from the financial reporting. Prior to the reports being put in place, we did not have a good understanding of where our costs were higher than they should be, where the manpower was higher than it should be, and what the overall sales were and the resulting net profit. Because of the financial reporting and the comprehensiveness of it, we have been able to actually exceed our 5-year objective in less than 2 years. And in a large part, it's because we have the proper financial tools to analyze the areas where we're not doing so good and the areas where we are doing good, and to employ the procedures that we use in the jobs that make us the most money.
How did our consultants help you meet the challenges of doing business in a difficult economy and get ready to grow your business in the future?
Well, in today's economy, the consultants have actually taught me to diversify it into other fields of my customer base I have now, to where there's other repairs I can do, not just another transmission part of it. Is that doing other repairs on there, I can get my invoicing up because I've already have a very good customer base already. To where, and without knowing that before, the consultants taught me to, you can raise your invoices up by doing these other small repairs, which diversifies, which makes more money, and I was really happy about that.
Alan, what would you say to a business owner who's considering using our analytical and consulting services to improve his business?
I would say you really should do it. You really should bring the consultants on board. They're going to be here with you, 4, 5, 6 weeks, whatever it takes. They're going to help you set goals. They're going to help you set financial goals, production goals. They're going to look at all areas of your company. They're going to look at inventory management. They're going to look at your financial statements. They're going to look at production processes. They're going to look at sales and marketing. And they're really going to come back and they're going to help you put together a plan and a goal on how to obtain it. It's fantastic. I mean, it's expensive. Sure, it costs money, but that's relative. What you get, the value you get from that money is, it really will help change your business.
The best money you'll ever spend. It was much more expensive than I thought it would be. But the amount of profits that we have recaptured as a group and what they have taught us, some things almost so simplistic, why wouldn't I have thought of this on my own? We have kept money back within the company again. It has made us successful. It has made us a leader in the marketplace. We've empowered our people, and it has allowed us to grow our company.
Arthur, describe to me what your business was like before you brought in our team of business experts and how it has changed for the better today.
Well, before the consultants came, it was do the best you can and report the results and hope that the results are good. Today, it's plan what you're going to do, plan the profit you need, plan the sales you need to achieve that profit, plan the margin you need to achieve that profit, control the expenses to get that profit. It's all about planning and reaching or executing a plan and reaching a planned result instead of doing the best you can and hoping for the best. I'm much more comfortable with the way it's working today.
Tom, if you can imagine, a year ago, I was the president, the financial guy, I was the site superintendent, I even operated equipment here and there. And the structure that we have put into place and what we have been taught is how to become a more effective and efficient business, where my role, my focus is to run the business, not operate it, run the business.
Joel, what benefit did you get from this strategic tax planning for you and your business?
Well, Tom, of course, the biggest thing I was looking for was tax savings, and we achieved that goal. I think the analysis in the beginning was telling me about the bank of people, the professional people they had, tax consultants and tax lawyers, tax attorneys, that helped us develop, for my business, was a captive insurance company. We started one of those, and it became much more than saving a tax savings tool. It actually deferred some risk of our business that we have a lot of different risks that aren't insurable through conventional insurance companies, and it was just a great situation. We not only saved tax, deferred risk, increased our company's cash flow, deferred tax payments, and just a great situation for our company.
Joel, what would you say to a business owner who's considering using our strategic tax planning services?
Well, Tom, I think for me I wished I would have started 3 years earlier. I mean, the benefits I've got from the tax planning was amazing. As small business owners, we get so wrapped up in working in the business instead of on the business that we're tied up and we don't see all the big picture. So in this case, my business was extraordinary. It was growing at 25% a year. We were always in a cash flow crunch. Increased inventory, increased accounts receivable, increased tax liability. That's the benefit I had with the tax planning, was we lowered our tax liability substantially through the use of the captive insurance company. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I see with working with a national company like we did here over my local CPA that didn't have access to all these ideas. So we still use the local CPA, but the ideas that came from this company was just great.